what did it feel like to be back out on that stage, the night stage at the U.S. Open and semifinal, and perform the way you did tonight?
Felt really good. You know, it's just been a really good summer for me, and I think it just was all around. It was a great feeling to be out there.
Serena, it doesn't seem like, I'm sure that occasionally you get anxiety, maybe off court, but on court it looks like you're pretty composed all the time. So, are you fighting nervous feelings of it on court?
I think so. Sometimes I get nervous, or I get tight, I think, more than anything. But I think that's natural for the most part. I think everyone gets a little tight, and I just try to deal with it.
Serena, you've got to be back here in about 20 hours for the final. Does that call for any special, recovery thing on your part, or do you just handle this turnaround like any other?
I'm definitely going to handle it like any other turnaround. Definitely won't be going out tonight. So I've had worse turnarounds. I've gone out till like 6 in the morning and then have to practice at 8. So I should be fine.
What happened to your toe? Was it your toe, the injury timeout?
Yeah, it was just my tendon, I think, was a little tight. So I just got a little nervous. I was just like, I can't, be in a cast, but it was okay.
You've mentioned that you get nervous. Does the sense of occasion tomorrow, does that make you more nervous or make you excited?
I'm definitely a little bit excited. I really feel like, I know you guys are like, it can't be possible, but I really feel like I don't have anything to lose. I've beaten all odds. 6 months ago I was in the hospital, and now I'm in the final. So I feel like regardless of a result, I've just, been a champion for everyone out there who are fighting against all odds and, staying positive. So if I get nervous, I'll be fine.
With the turnaround, are you happy with the way this was all scheduled and how it played out?
I think maybe the women get to play before the men, seeing we had to play tomorrow. Also, but this is always supposed to be a women's match tonight, Saturday at 8. So I don't really know. It's kind of hard to say.
Was there any part of the day where you were kind of wishing you could have gone out on grandstand and just gotten it done, or did you prefer waiting around and getting the prime time?
I honestly don't think about what I could do unless that option is available. And once that option becomes available, then I'll think about it. But I was just reading my book. Like I said, I'm great at waiting. I can wait forever.
Serena, where is your form right now compared to when it was at its best? Are you close?
I hope I'm close getting to the final. I think I was serving really, really well when I was number 1. So it's good to know that I can do better.
Serena, did you feel it any?
In the back.
Yes, Serena, tomorrow being 9/11, is it more special for you with, being out there, being in America, going for the championship, especially with your sister winning 10 years ago, too?
Yeah, definitely more special for me. I really wanted to get here and get to the final, and, everything that New York and Americans have been through. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years, but I've come full circle. Hopefully I can do better 10 years later than I did last time.
Serena, she's number 1, and you haven't played it for a couple of years. But did you feel at all in that match that she was getting her grip in there, or getting her teeth into it, or did you just feel like totally in control throughout?
Well, I think that she definitely had opportunities, and she was I felt like she never was far off, and I felt like she definitely had a stronghold whenever she had a chance. She never gave up. I would be up 40-love in a game, and she totally would come back. I'd be up 30-love, and she'll end up winning the game. So, that always, and the first set was like over 42 minutes, so it was like definitely intense.
And your reaction after winning was pretty unusual for a semifinal. Can you just talk about that for a second?
Yeah, like I said, for me it's amazing because I've come a long way. I've come a really long way, and just thinking about being in the hospital and, now I'm beating the number 1 player I think it calls for even bigger reaction, really.
Serena, that said, that you said at times that you still expect to win, even though everything that's happened to you, you still go out on court and say, yeah,
Yeah, it is, and it's unfortunate that I didn't lose that feeling, or maybe it's a good thing, so it can go good. Like I feel like, you know, it's still a good feeling to know that if I play well, I play my best, and I feel like I should win. We'll see.
Serena, what book are you reading?
Women's school, and one of the requirements were to read this book called "The Iceberg is Melting." I actually finished it, so it's like week 6. I've already done. So.
And the other thing I want to ask was, I think you said the other day that when 9/11 hit, you were in D.C.
Yeah, I was in Washington D.C.
Why were you down? Or was it just coming from here to there?
I was visiting my sister, and I remember landing at the airport and there was no one there, and I was like, this is really weird. So
You flew in that morning and just made it in?
like literally just made it in. Like as I flew like really early.
And then were you stuck in D.C. because everything?
Yeah, I couldn't leave. They didn't have any flights for like almost a week, I think. So I was stuck there. But at least my sister was there, so it was cool.
Karen?
Serena, you tweet about watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and I'm wondering if you've ever been approached to do your own reality show, and if you would have any interest in that.
I don't know if I've ever been approached. Have I been approached? Yeah. I don't really like, I mean, it's hard to have cameras around you all the time, and you know, you go to a store and then there's a video camera, and then more attention comes. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm more of a don't forget the lyrics kind of show girl. Maybe I could go on one of those shows.
So you wouldn't want a camera following you around when you're coming in at 6 and having to go back on the court at 9 for practice, is what you're saying to us.
I mean, I have that, so it's just really hard. You know, it's a hard life. But hey, you know, maybe one day I will. Who knows? You never really know.
Serena, you faced Kozer up in Toronto. She beat you last year in the French, but you faced her recently in Toronto. Can you just talk about that match and if you feel like you have the edge there?
No, I feel like tomorrow going in, we both have the same chances of winning. She's playing great, and I've been watching her this whole tournament. I'm not surprised that she's in the final. She's such a great player and a great athlete and a nice girl, and so you know, it's definitely going to be tough for me. So we'll see. We'll see.
A few more questions, Liz.
Yeah, Serena, do you think both of the women's semis should have been on action? I mean, do you have any concern about a competitive disadvantage to your opponent tomorrow, maybe not being familiar with that?
I don't think there's any competitive disadvantage. I, definitely think both women's matches should have been on center court. I was really shocked that it wasn't, especially being on player council. I feel like, as women, and we're doing so well in tennis, and we've come such a long way, and Sam is such a fabulous player, top 10, finals of more than one Grand Slam now, and she's won several tournaments, and Kerber, is such a wild card and such a great look, to kind of see an exciting time. So, I was a little disappointed in that, and I definitely think it'll be on one of our notes for our council meeting.
Serena, players often say they learn more from defeats than from victories. What did you learn from your defeat to Sam in Paris?
Man, I was really upset, and because I had a match point, and those are always the hardest defeats. But Sam's such a fighter, and I think she is underrated as a fighter because she often comes back when she's down, and so you have to really watch out for that. But I learned a lot. After that, I went on to win Wimbledon because of that loss. So, every time I lose, it's good to experience. I hate it. I truly hate it, but it's good for me to kind of go back and take some steps back.
Serena, can you just compare the Serena Williams mature woman who's been through all this now to the kind of super excitable girl who was here in '99 going into the final?
Wow. I mean, in '99, I was just so excited, and I had this feeling I was going to win the whole time, and I really didn't have anything. Playing Martina Hingis was like, okay, I know I can beat her because I beat her before, and I just felt it. And now it's just like, a little bit of a veteran, 13 Grand Slams under my belt. So, I have a lot more experience, but I'm just as excited as I was before.